Hi guys, it's Mew2king, and I'm just going to talk about Min Min and my thoughts on it. I've been watching the Direct, obviously, today, and the new character came out, and I'm pretty much just looking over the moves. I've been looking up some frame data with the period key and the comma key, so I can just get an idea of, like, these are some things. I'm curious how fast these are. I did some theory craft talk with Salem, so now I have enough to just give, like, general rough ideas on the character. First off, I want to start by saying that, I don't know how good the character will be. It doesn't seem particularly terrible, and it doesn't seem particularly amazing. However, I will talk about some things that I did notice. So, in terms of attack speed, the fastest attack that I noticed was her jab, up air, and I think it was down smash, and maybe one of the tilts, I forget. And they were frame 7. It didn't seem like she had moves faster in frame 7, but she had multiple moves that were frame 7. As for the jab, you could extend your arm out. By the way, most of her arm extensions seem to be the same frame data. She has a lot of punch moves which start on frame 14. But they do have quite a bit of end lag if you shield it or evade it. So be careful about that. So you might need to mix up grabs. Speaking of grabs, when you do grab somebody, which has about the same range as Samus's, you actually get to power up your attack. So when you combine the fact that you get a reward, grab somebody, and then now your fist is powered up, that's one reward off grab. Number two reason grab can be good is because, so not only do you power up, but the other reason grab can be good is basically people are going to shield a lot against Min Min. Like, they're going to jump a lot, but she has some anti-air things, so they're not only going to jump, but they're also going to shield a lot, because when you shield, not only can you block from a distance, but she also has some good lag. Because of these two reasons, you get a good reward off grab, and you get a good number of grabs. We haven't really seen her throws, except like one throw, and that didn't give enough data, so we don't really know how big the reward is, but grab will be a mix-up used. Now, the basic character, you basically, starting with some of her fast attacks, the jab, as I said, frame 7 if you do the fast version, it has good range, similar to her other attacks, but it's not really a fast get-off-me type of move. I mean, she also has like an up B to shield, which is pretty fast, but again, that's not really an attack, that's a get-off-me move. Her up air is pretty fast. It looks kind of reminds me of like a Zero Suit Samus up air or an Incineroar up air in a bit. But we don't know if it combos into itself. If this move combos into itself and has a fast auto cancel and landing lag, then the move can be amazing. But we don't know these variables yet. We don't know, will up air combo into itself? How low will when will the auto cancel window be? And what's the normal landing lag? Things like that matter, and we don't know that yet. So, general thoughts. So one of the things that is really impressive about the character, in my opinion, the strongest point of the character is the 2-frame. And I shouldn't say 2-frame, I should say 11-frame or 12-frame. Because when I saw that, you know how the character can switch between the different arms? Well, I freeze-framed it to see how many frames the little circle thing she has. Yeah, don't hate on me for not knowing names. The circle thing she has, how many frames it went below the stage, and it was at least 11 frames that was actually beneath the stage. And when you factor in the fact that it's a 2-frame, you add 1 extra frame, so that's basically a 12-frame window to hit somebody below the stage on average. Now, obviously, it's different points below the stage, but that kind of reminds me of like an easier to land by the F smash, or more accurately, more like how Ness's down smash yo-yo, how it lingers below the stage, except Ness's is probably easier to land, but hers might be more consistent. Maybe, but it reminds me kind of like a Ness down smash in a way, how it just stays there for quite a bit of time, and it just has a high chance of hitting you. And in Ultimate, unlike Smash 4, as I talked to Sam about this, in Ultimate, when you hit somebody out of a 2-frame, they have to up B again. They don't get their jumps, and they don't get everything back like you did in Smash 4. They have to hit the up B again. Not to mention, you might even hit them before they start the 2-frame. So basically, what I'm saying is, when you get somebody off stage, you want to do that F smash to hit below the stage very often. And I think a big part of her ability to compete in the meta is how that's unique about her and superior about her by comparison to other characters. Like, when deciding to pick a character, you want to look at, okay, where does this character excel at more than any other character? Where is this character super omega top tier, god tier? And in my opinion, that's the thing that struck me more than anything else as, wow, this really stands out. And I talked to Sam about this, and he also thinks, wow, the 2-frame window, or like 12-frame window for that smash attack, it's actually really huge. So that, I think, well, right here, it's actually showing it right here. So actually, interesting enough, we just got it onto the video. So check this out. The F smash, by the way, comes out around frame, I think, 16 or 17 or so, or something between like 14 to 17 or something. And I think charge release is around 9 or so. But check this out. So I'm going to go back a bit so you can see how many frames is below stage. Check this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is below stage, and this is, see how 12 is clearly above the stage? That's 11 frames below the stage. And then, of course, this Ryu is recovering really, really poorly, so he gets hit by that anyway, which is above the stage, but that's a bad example. Like, you could have shown a better example here of Ryu going significantly lower and still gotten that type of edge guard, but as you can see. See how up he is again? Look at that angle. Do you see that angle? So let's look at that again. I think this is really, really important, actually. Check this out. So you get hit. See how he just goes sideways? That can gimp. If you have a good recovery, you just can get free damage. But if it's a bad recovery, you can just gimp them. So I think that's going to really excel with this character compared to other situations. Now, some of the bad is this character reminds me kind of like the Belmonts, how you kind of like you have like a long range attack, but with the Belmonts, when you do like a forward air or back air and you angle it and stuff, there doesn't seem to be much lag afterwards. Like you're landing and have very little landing lag. I've seen examples on this where she did like a forward air or back air, and not only was the starting time pretty significant, but she had to pull her arm back for a while, and it just didn't seem that good. I kind of agree with Sakurai that she's not really much of an airborne character. She reminds me kind of Mega Man. Now, so a lot of, you know how Mega Man has the basic pellets, which have good range? And you can actually walk with him to do like a tilt, but it's very similar to the base attack. It's very similar with her. Her jab, or one of her 2 jab attacks, combined with her F tilt and her aerials. How Mega Man has multiple versions of like the pellets, like F tilt being the same as jab, being the same as forward air, for example. It is a very similar concept of her. So I think people who play Mega Man will feel right at home with a lot of her neutral. So I feel like that's going to be a big part. You really just want to stay spaced because her out of shield isn't the greatest. Well, actually, maybe it is kind of not that bad. Which actually brings me to the other topic. Out of shield. I was slowing the game down frame by frame to see the speed of her up smash. And based on what I've seen, obviously it can vary because not perfect 30, 60 FPS, and there might be charge frames, but it seems to be around frame 8, which is around 2 frames faster than even someone like Joker. So you saw the up smashes out of shield that someone like MK Leo gets in tournament with Joker. Now make that 2 frames even faster, and you have something that's pretty good. Also, that up smash can actually reflect projectiles back at you. So it comes out around frame 8, and it's really fast out of shield, so it's going to be an extremely good up smash out of shield. And by good, I mean fast. It's not very strong, though. On this stage, you had an example of Min Min doing an up smash at 111% against Kirby. Now, the ceiling could be high, but Kirby didn't even die from it, which is kind of pathetic. But, I mean, when you have a move that fast, if it was really strong, that would be pretty stupid anyway. You also her down smash also seems to be somewhere around frame 7, which is like around a frame faster than the up smash. I'm not sure the best usage for it, though. Oh, yeah, and there was a part where I saw Sakurai doing the forward smash with Min Min against Kirby, and it seemed you do the 1-2 punch, and then after that, if you combo with the dragon punch, the dragon laser at low percentages actually combos from the punch. So you get punch 1, which combos into punch 2, which combos into the laser. So it's a 1-2-3 hit combo. That did 0 to 37%, so 37 damage combo in the beginning of that Sakurai example of Min Min against the Kirby. That is pretty significant damage. Okay, sure, it's not the safest, but the reward is pretty good. And that's pretty nice. So I think should be pretty good. I think the dragon and the circle thing, yeah, you can flame. You can roast me. I don't care. The circle thing could be will be pretty useful. So you're gonna probably have to do the spacing mix-ups with the tilts. You want to probably do tilts to like do a punch, and you might want to jump backwards after it. Because you can do that, just like Mega Man. How Mega Man can walk forward and shoot, or in place shoot, and then he can jump backwards. Min Min can do the same thing. The punch will still come out on frame 14. A lot of her punches come out on frame 14, by the way. And then you can just retreat with it. As I said, very, very similar to Mega Man in a lot of ways, with the jab, the F-tilts, and the forward airs, for example. So I think that's going to be a very big part of her game. Oh, and here, not only could she see how she can reflect projectiles against the Samus. Well, that's basically like a reflector, which means she actually has ways to combat at a distance. Yeah, online it won't be the best. It won't be amazing because you have to make like a hard read. It's not like you're just going to react with an up smash unless the move somehow lingers forever. it kind of reminds me of like a Ness home run bat. This reminds me of like a Ness forward smash. I'm not sure how good it will be. It depends on how many active frames, like the starting frame. Like, we don't know how fast it's going to start and end. So, we don't know how well she's going to be at handling the projectiles based on that. But when you combine that with the fact that she can attack 50% of FD with just the forward smash, you basically can't really just run away and throw projectiles the whole time against her. I think she'll actually be worse against Rushdown. I think characters that can get in her face and Rushdown, I think that's going to be her bigger weakness. I think she's not going to be a bad option against characters who want to play keep away, which is pretty nice because we need more characters that are good at dealing with that. So I think she's going to excel at handling characters who want to camp her because she has ways to reflect projectiles and her threat range is basically half the stage. So they can't just keep running away because they'll just get cornered. You'll get cornered against Min Min faster than you'll get cornered against like a slower character, for example, where you can just keep backing up. You can't do that as much against her because she can do true mix-ups. So I think she'll be good at those things. So some of the things she excels at is the types of the projectile characters and the characters who want to run away, because you can't really run away from her because, yeah, she's like average speed, but her threat range is half of FD. And you combine that with the excellent edge guarding, and I think these are some of the places that she excels at. Other than that, her neutral is very similar to Mega Man, so with the the tilts, the spacing. After you do an up B off the ground, this kind of up B on the ground kind of reminds me of like Mega Man, or Sonic, where you can just do it from the ground, except you get some invincibility right away. And then it didn't show that you could double jumps, but it seemed like you could just do the down air, but that seems like a little laggy. I'm not sure if you're going to bounce off it like Belmont or not. And her single hop from the ground seems to go really high. Her double jump, not so high. So her double jump seems like extra bad, but her full hop seems like a really high jump from the ground. So that's really useful too. Her up tilt seems to start on frame 5 and have a second kick. It hit on frame 9 on the Samus there, so it's like a 1-2 kick. It seems to start from above. Not sure how good it will be or not, because it didn't really seem to combo into the up air that Sakurai did after that. And then the down tilt seems to be like just a basic down tilt. It's like whatever. Her dash attack seemed pretty good. Her dash attack came out on frame 7 and reminds me a lot of a Mii Brawler dash attack. Like, it seemed very similar to him. It reminds me a lot of Mii Brawler dash attack. I think her dash attack's going to be pretty good. Oh, as for the Spring Stadium stage, since we're on the topic of this, I'm not so sure. I'm down to try it because I'm always, down to try stuff. But there is a ceiling and these things. If it was only these things on the left and right, I'd be like, okay. But then you also hit in the ceiling, and I'm like, I don't think community is going to like that very much. And then you have to check what Hazardless is like. And we just don't know what Hazardless is going to be like. So that'll have to be a later discussion. But I think the answer is going to be pretty obvious. Like, if there's a ceiling at all on the Hazardless, then you don't even have to think about it. It's like, it's pretty obvious. So yeah. My general thoughts on Min Min is she's going to be good at handling the characters who want to play keep away, and she's going to struggle with rushdown, and she's going to be excellent for characters that have to go to the ledge. But as I talked to Sam about that, I'm like, I told him, I was like, Min Min's probably going to be good at characters that have to go to the ledge, because that forward smash below stage is like, wow, that's like way better than almost any of her character can do. But then Sam was like, wait, that's every character. And it's like, oh yeah, like even characters like Palutena who can teleport on the ledge, like, yeah, they don't have to go to the ledge, but they could, like, it's still something they could do. Right? Like Pikachu's probably going to the ledge most of the time from far away. Game Watch is going to the ledge, and even characters like Ryu have like a worse recovery. He's going to the ledge, and he might die immediately. And other characters, even if they don't die immediately, they're gonna take this consistent damage. So, yeah. My general thoughts. I'm not really sure how good it is. Oh, here's a good example of the 0 to 37. Check this out. This is what I was mentioning earlier. Punch, and then I don't know if you saw it, but there was a dragon laser that went there. 37.2%. That was just from that all comboed from the first punch. So punch 1, combo to punch 2, combo to the dragon laser. This might be important. Like, she might be really good at hiding under platforms. See, punch, dragon laser. You couldn't really see the dragon laser, but it all comboed into itself. Oh, yeah, and as for the big electric ball, I was thinking that's probably going to be more for KOing specifically. It seemed pretty bad otherwise. Like, it really just seemed like it wasn't as good as the other two. But, I mean, that's what KO moves generally are. And as for aerials, her aerials, depending on which of the versions you have, it seemed to start like an overhead, kind of like a cloud nair. Kind of reminded me of a cloud nair. It starts on, like, either frame, I think, 8, 10, or 14, depending on which one you have. Obviously, the big ball is the slowest one, and the little and the dragon one's in the middle. It's at like frame 10. So her aerials, it didn't seem that good, and I was kind of hoping they'd be good because, you know, that's what would have been good. Kind of like how you space the forward airs and back airs with the Belmonts. But there is way less lag with the Belmont whip than it is with her attacks. I mean, granted, she has more range, of course. But yeah, these are just some things to think about. So yeah, these are some of the early theory crafts. I think she's going to be like... I can't tell how good she's going to be, actually. I don't think she's going to be top tier, but I don't think she's bad either. I think she's probably somewhere in the middle. Maybe slightly above average. Because specifically because of the forward smash at the ledge. But Salem believes that her neutral is going to be strong because of you can just keep spacing and doing like, okay, you do one punch, but then it's a guessing game. Are you going to do the second punch, or are you just going to not? And that creates 50-50s and stuff, unreactable 50-50s, assuming that you can do the second punch at any time. There's things like that'll matter at high level that you wouldn't think about at first, but I think these things kind of matter. And these are some of my early thoughts on the character. And when the character actually comes out and I have more time to actually lab with them and lab with her and see all the moves and just test it out, then I'm going to give you more updated thoughts as time progresses. So, thanks for watching my video. These are just some keep in mind, these are just some early thoughts. I'm working with what I can. And so these were the things me/Sam was thinking about. Alright, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And I'll see you guys later.